morning. Today I'm going to be the goblin. I'm going to be the goblin. A buddy of mine's going to come bring me some weed. He's going to bring it, I don't know, maybe in an hour or so. This is great because I've been waiting for it. He's been showing me all these wonderful pictures of these plants. And I'm very excited for it. Needless to say. But I saw some interesting stuff today where they're saying this is the theory. This is the theory now. Listen to what this woman says. This is Ginny Holland.
Since the death on the 7th of January 2026 of Renee Good in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a lot of people on the internet are talking about what's going on with white, progressive, and liberal women.
Hold on, let's ask it first. A question. Thank you. Put my troll head back on. Alright, she was saying, let's listen to her theory.
And their ever more deranged activism. I want to explain that using one really small but very...
This is my activism. Watching it, observing what's going on, trying to figure it out, boggles the mind. I want to figure it out because I don't think I haven't really changed my beliefs too much. I know everybody went ape shit crazy about Trump. They didn't like him. I don't, if there's a candidate I like on one side or the other, I used to could like one side or the other. I haven't liked one on the Democrat side for a while, but I haven't really liked the Republican either. I don't. They're uptight, usually closet faggots, having sex with kids, and it's just another brand of fucked up, the same way. So, but she's got a good theory.
Very telling example from the kind of social justice culture that America has been swimming in for quite a long time, but in a very acute way since in the last decade or so. And I'm going to use that, or I'm going to do that by holding a mini story hour featuring this book.
I'll show you the book. She'll be trolling the book. Not my idea. That's the name of the book. And it's insane that you would read this to a kid. And the theory is that these are the kids. These are now the kids that have grown up with books like this.
My idea.
No, keep going. I want to hear more.
A book about whiteness.
Whiteness.
Which is by an author called Anastasia Higginbotham. Nice posh name there.
It is a nice posh name.
This book was published in 2018, and as you can see, it's meant for really young children. It's a board book. So
it's not the first of its kind, though.
With mostly illustrations and very few words.
Whiteness.
And that's how we know that it's meant for really little kids, like preschool kids, before they've learned to read. I'll get into this book in a second, but what's important to note is that, well, this is just a book, and a book among many.
Among many.
Trashy, kind of race-baiting, woke books meant to indoctrinate American children. This is one of the worst examples I've ever seen of an explicit attempt to traumatize and disturb white children in particular for the color of their skin. And the case that I'm going to make after we look at this book is that someone like Renee Good has been participating and has been affected by this totally condoned form of culture and education for children in the United States. So I'm going to skip right to the worst part of this book.
Please do.
This plot of it is that a young girl, a small child, has her mother trying to explain to her police killings of, I think it's in this case, a black man.
Black man was killed.
Why she, as a child, bears some responsibility towards that. And it builds up to finally, at the very end of the book, on page 59, the child is offered a contract. The contract is binding you to whiteness.
It's a
You
contract.
get stolen lands, stolen riches, special favors, and whiteness gets to mess endlessly with the lives of your friends, neighbors, loved ones, and all fellow humans of color. For the purposes of profit, your soul, sign below.
You want to see the contract? You want to see it? Let's show you the contract. That's the contract. Yeah, she's a goblin too. I thought it was a goblin talking about it. You see what you got here? You can see it all. You got devil tail, hoof feet. There's a $20 bill. You know, signing along the dotted line type shit. She's saying that this is affecting people like that. Now, another one that supports that, which is where I was starting at, a little bit different. Listen to this one.
And Pan Bondis of DC.
See if I can get to where they start with this.
Republican woman of the what is called New Conservative.
This girl writes an article and she dresses up. She dresses up in her normal clothes and then she supposedly dresses up like a MAGA supporter. Whatever the fuck. I guess she's got the hat. I don't fucking know. When they show the picture of her, which I will show you, she just looks like she's wearing red. And on the other side, she's wearing like a kitty cat on her shirt. And her hair looks a little bit different. So I don't really know where they're trying to go with that. But she was saying how, well, I'll let you see.
Movement is the ultimate nonconformist, and that, imagine my shock. I'm just gonna reference PJW right now. Imagine my shock when conservatism is the new punk rock.
I think you're supposed to say, imagine my shock.
Imagine my shock. So she titled it, My MAGA Makeover, How the World Saw Me Differently. Republican women's style is unrepentantly sexy. As a feminist who leans toward punk, I wondered how would it feel to dress as one of them. And at the top of this piece, you can see her before and after comparison. And in her usual garb, she's wearing this intense eyeliner and blue eyeshadow. She has the typical liberal female bangs. She's wearing a loose-fitting t-shirt, and she definitely codes as alternative, and you would probably assume that politically she is a leftist. However, she explained that she is more of a heterodox, liberal, like feminist-leaning something or other, probably a type that was left behind many years ago by the left.
I can tell that just by her conclusion at the end, which was supremely rational.
Yeah.
The type that was left behind. See, that's what I think. I think that what most people know or understand about what's going on there has been left behind. Because if you don't follow it and you don't watch it, you just assume, you would think everything's, whatever it is on the surface. But once you dive into these topics and you look at the craziness of what people are doing and saying, I think majority of the people don't know. I've
She
been
says,
left behind.
picture a MAGA woman, a fluorescent blonde in jewel tones flitting about the Oval Office, a perma-tanned girl in a sharp sheath dress partying for Trump's inauguration, looking like a Stabilo Boss highlighter at cocktail hour. Think Caroline Levitt, Erica Kirk, Nancy Mace, each one a chimera of pageant queen and press officer. Her makeup is dramatic, her hair flows in barrel curls onto bronzed shoulders. These are hyper-feminine girl bosses, polished, put together, and a million miles from avant-garde. So distinct is the look that TikTokers coined the term Republican makeup this year. She is crafted in the image of the straight white male gaze, as one gender studies professor, of course, told Women's Wear Daily. You recognize her instantly. The top MAGA babes are those Trump himself would fancy. Just look at female members of his cabinet, the Kristi Noems and Pam Bondis of D.C. Barbara Rez, once head of construction at the Trump Organization, wrote in her memoir that Donald wanted the world to think only attractive people worked for him. In MAGA land, you'd better scrub up well. And then there's me. I labor under the delusion of being cool. I cut my own hair badly. I'm deathly pale. I wear blue eyeshadow and dye the tips of my hair pink or green. I bite my nails. My teeth are a tribute to British dentistry. My teenage liking for purple corduroy culottes earned me the Most Edgy Award at university. That's how hard I try.
Wait, do they?
All of this.
I understand the most something awards in high school because they had yearbooks. Why are they doing that at colleges?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's because British people call high school college.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they do that, but they have, they call everything some stupid name that makes no sense. But yeah, high school in
makes sense to
Britland
them.
is actually called
And
college.
then they threw it in the bin.
But then college is what they call uni.
Oh, she's got a bin. She's got bins behind her.
All of this is meant to seem effortless, but really it's tribal signposting. I am this sort of woman, not the other one. People assume incorrectly that I'm ultra-progressive. They see a janky haircut and a man-repelling blazer and do subconscious calculus. This here is a campus radical, an insufferable lib, maybe even a vegan. These logical leaps are almost amusing, but they help me, someone with occasionally heterodox views, fly under the radar. This is particularly true in America, where young people are more divided than in Britain. Here, a nose ring or a red hat can spell out your destiny. And since moving to the East Village in New York City, where alternative punk aesthetics are mainstream, I've wondered, how would I be treated if I looked the exact opposite? If I had my own MAGA makeover, what would I think of myself?
Well, actually, people in the last segment, the first thing they noticed with Odessa was they're like, nose ring, disregard.
Yeah, opinion discarded.
Yeah.
She conducted this social experiment where first she went around in her MAGA garb in Midtown Manhattan, which is right around the area of Trump Tower, and that tends to be where the most conservatives in the city congregate. And then she moved on to saunter about the East Village, where she said all of these punk libs exist, and would harshly judge her for looking like a MAGA woman. And one of the encounters that she had with her MAGA costume on in Midtown was a man sitting outside Prada saying, "You look like a conservative." And when asked why, he said, "Because you don't look like, how do I say it, a slut. Liberal girls, they dress kind of slutty." And she said, "On weekdays, in my clunky shoes and baggy jumpers, he'd probably pin me as a frigid man-hater. I'd never heard someone be so upfront about these assumptions before. Can our sexual politics be so easily read?"
Yes.
Yes.
And then, she goes through all of the changes that she made to her appearance. She has the iconic, pearl headband where she pulls back her liberal bangs. She puts on a bunch of spray tan all over herself. She wears this, I would say, not really all that sexy red dress with a double-breasted front and these nude stilettos, and walks around in below-freezing New York all day, searching for reactions to her look. And she sees that when she's around the area of Trump Tower, people are admiring her, and when she goes to the leftist center of East Village, people are judging her quite harshly for how she looks. And then she concludes by the end of the piece about the MAGA woman that in liberal youth culture, the MAGA babe is a genuine radical. She doesn't care if the cool kids hate her. She is unapologetically sexy and feminine. Her president is in power, and so is she. Though her values are not mine, I respect her brashness as the ultimate nonconformist. Maybe the true punks today are the all-American, pearl-earringed pageant girls of new conservatism. The MAGA babe is everything I am not, unrepentantly sexy, dressing for men and often agreeing with them. But here's the thing, in a city like this, that takes a lot of guts. So my first point of confusion here, honestly, is that the MAGA babe doesn't dress in a way that I would define as for the male gaze or overtly sexy, actually.
How would you
I mean,
describe it then?
I want to actually pull up this example.
Well, I don't know about that. But if you're going to be a woman and you dress like women have dressed normal, you appear attractive. And if you're one of these puffy, the ones with the nose ring in the middle of their fucking nose, psychopaths that are doing the henpecking talk to you, telling you how it is, doing all this shit, talking shit to you. Even when they're attractive, they're not attractive. And if that's the poison that they put in their mind, the earlier book, well, it goes to explain some things. Their settings are just not right. But will we ever know? No. I guess it's for each person theirself to see if they're. I mean, I don't know how you deprogram from the white contract and bullshit. I don't think you should do that to a kid. You make them think that, whatever. But then again, the same people are convincing their self that their children is wanting a sex change at like 5 years old. So it's a heap and helping of unhealthiness mentally.